We use zippers all the time. You'll find them in clothing, in bags, purses, pouches, and a lot of other things. But did you ever think that you could sew in a zipper? It's really quite easy, and it does seem intimidating. I'm Jan Howell, and in this sewing tutorial I'm going to show you how easy it is to apply a zipper using two simple methods. And you'll see that even a beginner seamstress can do this. And once you apply a zipper, you will feel confident in making all kinds of fun projects. Let's begin by talking about zippers for just a minute. Zippers come in all different sizes and lengths and different colors. They have plastic teeth and metal teeth. The zipper tape can be made out of cotton, polyester, and you can find them in most stores, fabric stores, even Walmart carries zippers. And what's really cool is you can buy zippers by the yard. Most of you may not know this, but you can buy, I think they're maybe 1 yard of, see all these colors of zippers. And what's really fun is you can apply whatever color zipper pull that you want to any color zipper. So you could take this orange zipper and put a green zipper pull on it. And if you watch till the end of the video, I'm going to show you a few other ways that you can customize your zippers. Now, many of you know that I love to upcycle clothing and use buttons or cool hardware or whatever from another piece of clothing to put in another one. This is my box and bin of upcycled zippers. If you haven't watched my tutorial on how to take a zipper out of a piece of clothing and use it to upcycle, you may want to watch that. So you can see that I have this cool zipper, and what's nice about using upcycled zippers is you can really find some neat zipper pulls and some cool zippers that you won't find most likely in a fabric store. So that's my bin of zippers, and I even have some fun crafts, some bracelets and things that you can make from the zipper. Be sure to watch the whole video because I'm going to show you some tips and tricks on how to put zippers in, and like I said, I'm going to show you some fun things you can do to customize your zippers. When you're putting in a zipper on your sewing machine, you'll need to get your zipper feet out. Now, most sewing machines come with a zipper foot. This one is for my Pfaff machine, and this one is for my baby lock machine. They look a little bit different, but they do the same thing, and I'll show you how to apply those in just a minute. What it does is, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there is this little bar here that allows you to put it on the left side or the right side, depending on what side of the zipper you are sewing down. It allows you to get close to the zipper teeth without having to have the foot run along that, which can really be difficult in sewing a straight line. So I can put that on my machine, sew down the left side, and then when I sew down the other side, I can flip it to the other side. So that's your zipper feet. The first zipper application method I'm going to show you is showing you how to make or put in an exposed zipper. Now, by exposed, I mean that, so like on these zipper pouches, you can see the zipper fabric and you can see the zipper teeth, which looks nice and works really well for zipper pouches and other types of clothing. Your jackets will have an exposed zipper most likely, and although I'm not going to show you in this tutorial how to apply these zipper tabs, I do show you in my zipper pouch tutorial how to do that. And you don't have to use these zipper tabs if you don't want to. So let's take our two pieces of fabric that we're going to put a zipper in, place the fabric right side facing up. I have cut my zipper a little longer than the fabric, because I don't want, in this type of project, I don't really want to see that metal end piece. So I'm going to apply that just past that, and I've cut my zipper to the length that I need. So don't freak out if you can't find the right length that's exactly the same as your fabric. It can be longer, but it just can't be shorter because you can always cut it down. So we'll apply the zipper right side facing down with the fabric right side facing up. Now you can just pin that in place like so, but I have found this zipper, it's called Wash Away Wonder Tape, that works like a charm. But if you don't have this, you can pick this up too as well online or in the fabric stores in the Notions section. I will put a link in the description below where you can find that. Also where you can find the zippers by the yard. Now in the other tutorial, I show you how you can take a glue stick and put an application of glue on it and then put it down on your fabric. Sometimes your needle kind of gets gummed up a little bit with the glue, so this is a great option if you don't want to use glue. I'm going to line up that edge down there, right side of my zipper facing down, and there you have it. And this tape will dissolve in water if you wash your item or whatever, but if you never wash this piece of clothing, you don't have to worry about it. So all it is a double-sided piece of tape, a little strip, and you'll apply that to the right side of the zipper just along the zipper tape edge. Let's peel that up and apply it along the edge of the zipper tape. Cut it to length. Peel off the top piece of zipper, the top piece of that paper. Once you get that paper separated, just go ahead and peel it off. And now you have a sticky edge to apply to your fabric. So I'm going to take it to the sewing machine, put on my zipper foot, and then sew down this side. And then we'll apply it to the other side of the fabric. I'm going to be sewing down the right side, so I'll want to apply it to the left little bar there, the left side of the bar. And it will just snap in place when I bring the presser foot down. You see that? You'll just be using a straight stitch, and this allows me to I can follow this edge of the zipper foot depending how far you want to be from the teeth, and we don't want to sew right really close, so about 1/8 of an inch, and you can I like just putting my presser foot, I can feel that edge, and so I'm going to put the edge of the presser foot along that edge. Now a trick if you want to get closer or further apart, your machine, some of your machines will have the ability to move the needle either left or right. So I'm going to turn my handle of my sewing machine towards me so I can see where the needle is going down with that alignment. And that might be just a little bit more exposed than I want, so I'm going to bring my needle just to the left just a little bit. And yeah, that looks pretty good. So I'll start at the end of the zipper, and the length of the straight stitch is just 2.5. And you'll want to back stitch. Now what happens when you get down towards the zipper pole? If I were to try to sew around that, it would probably jot out to the side and not look so great. So the trick here is just to leave your needle in the down position, lift up your presser foot, reach underneath and pull the zipper tab out of the way, down further. Put my presser foot back down and continue sewing to the end. And back stitch. Now let me show you what that looks like. You don't want to get too close, then the zipper will have a hard time opening and closing. So there I have my zipper. I'm going to grab my other piece of fabric. I've applied my adhesive tape. I'm going to just tape it down to that other side. Or, like I say, you can just pin it. Okay, now we're ready to sew down this other side. Since I'm starting from the top down, I can still keep it on this setting. Now if I wanted to sew down this side, I would just remove my zipper foot and put it on that other tab. So as you can see, when we open that up, we have that cute pink zipper showing through. Before we go any further, I'm going to cut off my zipper. I don't want to cut it off until I have that zipper pulled down out of the way. And then you can cut off that extra zipper. Then I'll take it to the ironing board and press that folded edge down, and then we will top stitch it. I'm going to remove that zipper foot and put my regular foot back on. Now a tip that I always share when I'm top stitching is to hold the needle thread while you start a few stitches, so you won't have those little thread nests on the top of the fabric, which I really don't like to see. So we're going to be stitching about 1/8 of an inch away from the fold of the fabric. So again, I like to use the edge of my presser foot along the teeth, so it just helps give a straight line. Now that's a little bit further away than I want, so I'm going to put my needle back to the left. I'm going to hold my thread and begin stitching. I'm going to back stitch. You can let go of the thread. Again, I'm going to leave my needle down, lift up my presser foot, move that pole out of the way. Now, if you wanted to use orange thread so you don't see that top stitching, you could do that. But that doesn't look too bad with the white. I'm going to hold my thread again. So I don't know if you saw what happened, and you don't want to do this if you want to avoid that zipper pull coming off like I just did. No worries. You can put this back on real easily. But if you wanted to just put a pin there so that you don't, or just be really careful when you're pulling that zipper. So I'm going to pull my zipper apart. This is a good way to show you how you can use those different color zipper tabs and different pulls on zippers by the yard. I'm going to take my zipper pull, the rounded edge, I'm going to stuff those ends in. You can kind of feel it click in place, and then you just start pulling it down. See? But I don't want to pull it off again. So there you have it, that exposed zipper, ready for a cute zipper pouch or whatever it is that you're going to make. Now, if it's going to be a minute until you sew this together, I would recommend either placing a piece of masking tape or a pin at the end so that your zipper pull doesn't come off again. Now for a hidden zipper, let me show you how that's done. And let me show you what it looks like in another project. So this is a pillow cover, and it has a zipper in it. But it's see how the fabric folds it when it's just like this, you can't really see the zipper. And you also will see this kind of application, zipper application, in like a skirt or a lot of pieces of clothing. So what you'll do is take the two pieces of fabric that you're wanting to sew together, pretend this is a back of a skirt or a pillow cover, place the right sides together. So if you have a zipper and you want it only, the zipper is only going to be applied to like down this far, you will take your pin, and place it where, say this is as long as the back of the skirt zipper would be. I want it to end there. We're going to first sew the seam, but we're going to use a basting stitch so it's easy to unpick, which I'll show you in just a minute. So I'll sew down using a long basting stitch, and at this point I'll back stitch, and then I'll continue to sew, but I'm going to change my stitch to a regular stitch and not a basting stitch, because I don't want this part to come undone. So I'll go to the sewing machine. I'm going to use a 1/2 inch seam allowance and sew down, and then back stitch, and then sew a regular stitch the rest of the way. So with this application, I'm going to bring the wrong side of the fabric up. I have pressed open my seam allowance, and we're going to put the zipper right side facing down on top of that seam allowance. The crucial thing here is we want the zipper teeth to be right centered with that seam. You can just pin this in place, of course, but I'm going to use that tape. Pins, sometimes it has a tendency to shift a little bit, and we want those teeth to be right in the center. I'll apply that tape. Now I've applied my tape to my zipper tab on the right side. I'm going to place it facing down, apply my zipper, bringing it down about a 1/2 inch, centering the zipper teeth down the seam, just gluing that in place. And then we really can cut off about that much. I'm going to mark with a pin where I need that to stop, the zipper to end. I'll take it to the sewing machine, put my zipper foot back on, and then we'll sew starting just below the zipper pole. And we'll sew the rest on in just a bit. So we'll sew down. I'm going to sew across and then back up. I'm going to hold that top thread so I don't get the bunching underneath. I'm not going to back stitch. Sew down to where I need to stop, leave my needle down, remove the pin, lift up my presser foot, sew across the zipper. Now I've never had a problem sewing across a plastic zipper. A big metal zipper, you'll have to sew really slow and kind of sew between the teeth. Yeah, it's usually not a problem. I'm going to sew across the same depth my presser foot is lining up, so I'll just sew down the other side. Sew down as far as I can. And obviously, if you wanted to not see the top stitching, you would use, a green thread. or a color of thread that is matching your fabric. All right, so at this point, this is what's fun, is we get to go to that. Now if you can grab one of those threads without cutting it, you can just pull the thread and it makes it a lot quicker. So we'll do a couple more. And I can just pull that and it should come out pretty easily. So I can pull that other thread, see how it's kind of gathering. What you could really even do is come from this side. See how that comes out really easily? And we can open that up and see that zipper. I'm going to pull that zipper pull down, and then I'm going to come to the top, finish sewing the zipper on. And I am going to back stitch here. Make sure it's lining up with your previous stitching. And I'm going to take a few back stitches and do the same thing on the other side. All right, so obviously that would look a lot better if I had used a matching color thread, but pretty much what you're doing is sewing a little rectangle around the zipper. And you'll want to go and pull out and trim any little threads when we unpicked. So, pretty cool, your hidden zipper. We were like making a pillow cover. We have room for that seam for our pillow cover, or a place to sew on a waistband if we were making a skirt. I wanted to show you some fun things that you can do with your zippers. I have a tutorial showing you how to make different zipper pulls. So this is a little pom-pom. This is an upcycled sweater ball that I have attached to it, and I have used buttons to put on my zipper for my zipper pulls. And on this zipper that I'm going to put in a project, I have put these cute beads on. So another fun thing that you can do with zippers is to take your zipper by the yard, and I find it works better with the zippers. However, you can do it with just a store-bought zipper. I'm going to cut two zippers the same length. And pull them apart. Keep them facing the same way. Then I'm going to choose a color of zipper pull. Let's do a gray zipper pull. I'm going to take the left of one color and the right of the other color and put on my zipper pull. Now I've kind of showed you how to do that before. We're going to stick those ends in that rounded side until it kind of clicks in place. You can kind of hear it, and just start holding the ends as much as you can and pulling that down. And ta-da! Oh, that is the coolest thing. Now, wouldn't that be cute in one of these bags? So just something you can do for an exposed zipper is to switch out the colors, switch out the zipper pull. Lots of options here. I will put the link where to get this zipper by the yard and these zipper pulls, and be sure to watch that video on how to customize your projects with some fun zipper pulls. So what do you think? You got this. Pretty simple, fun way. Once you put one zipper in, you'll want to make all kinds of projects that have a zipper in it, and you won't be intimidated or scared to do it. Make sure you check out my upcycled zipper video and my zipper pouch tutorial. And for more ideas and tutorials, check out my website, youmakeitsimple.com. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, make sure you do that. And click on that bell so you can be notified when I put new things up. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Have a wonderful day, have fun sewing, and we'll see you in the next video.